Welcome back to Kevin's Trooper channel. My Trooper went from looking like this to this right here on this channel. We do all types of DIY projects for overlanding and off-roading, so make sure you subscribe so that you can learn how to do the same thing for your off-road rig. And today we're going to be discussing the Smittybilt XRC 9500 winch. I paid right at $270 for this winch off of a company from eBay. It came in on time. I was very happy with it, but I kept it for about 4 months before I was able to install it because I had to finish welding up this move bumper. And then once I decided to install it, it was very straightforward. The directions were great. I've been happy with all of my Smittybilt products. It seems to pull very hard. I haven't had any complaints about it at all. So far, the winch has been great. Now, one of the things that I'm still working on is getting the clutch to where you can put it on free spool broken in. That has been pretty stiff from the beginning, and sometimes getting that to go into free spool is quite difficult until the gearing in there gets broken in a little bit better. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is winch maintenance. Maintaining your winch so that it works whenever you need it is very, very important. And it's very simple to do. Once a month, you should stretch your winch cable out, spray it down with a penetrating oil like a WD or a silicone. I use lithium grease sometimes. And then spool your winch back in at a 15-second on, 30 to 45-second off frequency. And that allows you to roll your spool up evenly so that it's working correctly and it doesn't kink or bend your cable whenever you need it the most. And so that's what we're going to do now. Let's go do some winch maintenance. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take out our recovery bag, which mine stays right here in our custom drawers that we put together. And if you want to see the build on these, you can look into my previous videos. There's a listing there that has my SUV drawer build in it. Now let me show you guys what I keep in my recovery bag. So I have my winch blanket, I have my winch controller, a couple of pair of gloves, I have some soft shackles, some hard shackles, a couple more pair of gloves, I have a 2-inch receiver shackle in case I have to pull from the back. I keep my wheel mount lift for my high lift jack, some more D-ring shackles, and the reason they're wrapped in plastic is so they won't rattle around, which is something that I can't stand. And I have one of these, I have some more shackles, I have my old hook off my winch, and a rag. Pretty much everything I need. Now the first thing we're going to do when we start messing with this winch cable is we're going to put a good set of gloves on. And that way, if we do have some little pieces of the cable broken off, we're not going to run that through our hand. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to back the Trooper to the end of the driveway. Next, we're going to come on the back of the Super Duty and we're going to put some shackles to attach our winch cable to. Now, I would normally put one, but Ford made these tiny little openings on the back of a Super Duty for some reason you can't even hardly fit anything into. So what we end up having to do is put one like this, and then we will attach our other one like this, and we'll pull from that. Next, we're going to come right here to our winch and do our best to see if we can get it to free spool by pulling this lever. Smittybilt did actually mention this in the instructions, that this might be very difficult for a while. And if you can't get it, all you have to do is hook your winch up and let it out and do it slowly, but you still need to do 15 seconds on, 30 to 45 seconds to let your motor cool off. And that worked. I got it to free spool. All I did there was hook my remote up and bump the controller one time, and it just moved those gears in there just enough that I could get it to free spool. Now, one of the other great things about this Smittybilt is this is magnetized. So when I'm not using it, I can just stick it onto the bumper and out of the way. Alright, next we're going to hook our shackle up. And the proper way to attach these shackles is that you want to go all the way in until it stops, and then you back it up 1/4 of a turn. And if you'll do it that way, it will keep it from binding up and having a difficult time taking it off. You guys will notice that I have this Factor 55 Pro Link. Love this thing. Now the next thing that I like to do before I start winding my line in is I'll take a rag with some oil on it of some kind, it doesn't really matter which, and I'll wipe the entire cable, and I will spray the rollers on the inside while it has the least amount of cable on it. Soak all of that down really good with some kind of a good rust preventative, and it'll take that much better care of your cable in the future. Alright, we got it done. So what we were attempting to do there was to get our cable rolled up as neatly in there as we possibly can, and without somebody helping you to kind of ride the brakes, it's really tough to get it perfect. You know, the truck wants to pull towards you, and then you get a little bit of slack, and then your roll gets a little bit off. If you can have somebody ride the brakes while you roll it in, it really makes a world of difference. My emergency brake is either completely on and locked up or no help at all. I was trying to get the emergency brake set where I had a little bit of a drag, but I could still move the vehicle. And the way my emergency brake is set up, it's either completely locked down or no help at all. So I had to fight with it a little bit there, but I did get it rolled up pretty neatly, neat enough in order to be okay. But if you'll do that once a month, where you oil your cable and you let your spool undo, what it does is it oils all of those gears in there inside the winch and keeps them lubricated and keeps them healthy. I'm a firm believer that maintaining your winch is way more important than your brand of winch. If you take good care of your winch and you have a respectable brand, I don't care if it's Warner, Smittybilt, or any of the others, as long as it's not a super cheap brand, your winch will take care of you as long as you take care of it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, because I've got some cool projects coming up on the Trooper. I'm about to do front wheel bearings, rotors, stainless steel brake lines, and manual hub installation. So you want to make sure that you don't miss that video, so hit the subscribe, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because you know it means a lot to me. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Alright, now I'm getting ready to do an oil change. I'm not going to insult y'all's intelligence by filming that, but we'll see you next time.